Hi, it's Royce here from SB Fitness, and today I'm going to be taking you through a very short video as to help you understand the principles behind flexible dieting and how we can be enjoying foods that some people would consider off the diet when we start to understand macronutrients and how our body actually uses food. So the first thing I want to make very clear, the examples of food I'm going to use in this demonstration are not the actual macronutrient contents of the food. I'm going to keep the numbers very simple because what I'm trying to actually explain is the concept, not the actual content of every single food that we eat, okay? So, to start off with, what are we going to need to know before we start flexible dieting? We're going to need to know how many calories we should be consuming. So in this example, I've worked out for a male, 28 years old, who's 85 kilos and about 25% body fat. A rapid fat loss would be about 1,669 calories. Okay, that man is also going to need about 140 grams of protein, 119 grams of carbs, and 70 grams of fat. Okay, so that is his starting point. Now he can use apps and software like MyFitnessPal to enter this information and allow him to track his food as he goes along, with the goal being that every single one of these three groups ends up on 0 by the end of the day. So how does that work? Let's say he starts his day, he eats a Twix, okay? So he inputs into MyFitnessPal a Twix, and let's say a Twix has 1 gram of protein, 2 grams of carbs, and 3 grams of fat. It doesn't, but I said, for example, I'm going to keep it fairly simple. All he has to do, and MyFitnessPal will do this for him, is take away the relevant scores for each of his starting balances. So 140, he's now got 139 remaining. 119, he's now got 117 remaining. 70, he's now got 67 grams remaining. Okay? Because we have minused these amount off. So, after his Twix, this is what he's got left to eat for the day. He carries on, and the next thing he eats is a chicken breast and salad. Okay, so we're going to say chicken and salad. Okay, he enters that into MyFitnessPal. Let's say it's got 10 grams of protein, 4 grams of carbs, and 5 grams of fat. Okay, again, they're not the real numbers, I'm just keeping it simple so we can understand how this concept works. What he now needs to do, and again MyFitnessPal will do this for him, is to take his remaining balance of food and take away what he's just eaten. So this would then become 129 grams. 14. This would then become 113 grams, and over here, this would become 62 grams. So you can see his numbers are moving down. Now his goal, quite simply, is to eat a varied amount of food so that by the end of the day, each of these ends up on 0. Where he chooses to get his food from can vary from day to day. But what we need to start understanding is your body doesn't tell food apart like your mind does, okay? So we like to look at food as humans and think, oh, that's bad, that's good. The human body doesn't do that. As long as we're hitting our macronutrient goals and ending up on the zeros at the end of the day, you're going to get the same results regardless of your food choices. Now, the one thing that we also need to bring into play when we're monitoring our carbohydrates is making sure we're eating enough fibre, which basically means we're getting carbs from a good place the majority of the time. I'm going to do a whole separate video on that because I'm not going to get into that at the moment. But hopefully you can understand the concept of flexible dieting. You start your day with a bank balance of macronutrients, you eat throughout the day, and your goal is to end up with nothing left in that bank balance, and you've eaten the right amount from each food group. It really is that simple, with the use of apps like MyFitnessPal, making it easier for everyone to do. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments on this video, and if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a share. Thanks.